Chicago. Obviously, a lot of changes within the Chicago Police Department as they step forward to bring in a new leadership. And there is a push right now to bring in more Latino officers, both out on the street and in the higher ups. So here to talk to us a little bit more about their recruitment process is Officer Eddie Ayon. He's joining us today to talk a little bit more about how they are trying to recruit more Latino officers. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's talk about this. There is this push to try to get more, not just Latino officers out on the street, but minorities out on the streets to sort of reflect the community. Do you see the push much bigger now than ever before?
Oh, absolutely.
How is it being handled?
Oh, absolutely. So I have 15 years on, and I see the change that's happened over the last 15 years. The push to have minorities in positions of just being in the forefront of the community. When you see a representative for your own community being out there, you're saying, wow, this is great. And now you're starting to see even more and more and more. So the push is twofold. It makes sense because of Chicago's demographics. It makes sense that the demographics of Chicago should equal what the department and vice versa. It's important.
All right. And so what's happening here coming soon is the fact that these 18-year-olds can now take the test and then move forward to maybe start the recruitment process. Talk about what that process is like.
Okay, well, to take the test, you just have to be 18. 18 years old, and when you do go and take the test, you just have to be able to prove that when you are at the testing site. Those 3 years where you need, they obviously know that you might not have the full college credit. So taking this and talking to 18-year-olds that say, hey, you can take the test, they go, wow, I thought of it, didn't know I could take it. Yeah. So then they put them on standby. And then when they reach 21, it is assumed, or they're close, that they'll speak to an investigator if they and when they do pass the test and are 21. So the requirements are 21, must have a driver's license, data hire, and be a U.S. citizen or resident, have 60 hours or 90 quarter hours of college credit. But there's a waiver for that, and there's those that do join the armed forces 3 continuous years. There's a waiver, or 30 credit hours and 45 quarter hours and 1 year continuous service at 21.
Yeah. Talk about what the numbers are like right now. You said about police officers reflecting the community, and we know that Chicago has anywhere from 20 to 30% Latinos in the city. What are the numbers like for the police department? How many Latino officers are there within the department?
Well, the numbers are not so much absolute because there are some, depending on how you look at the numbers. You can go on our website, and there is www.chicagopolice.org.
And see how those numbers shake out.
Right, but it's right in there, but we're still not there. And that's why there's a great push.
Why do you think that is? Is it just people not coming out to, for example, take that test?
I think it's about not being informed. A lot of people that I speak to don't even know there's a test. So us being in the forefront, I think it's important for us to make contact. We're there. I'm constantly sending out that message. Hey, are you going to take the test? Are you going to take the what test? Oh, the test. And I think everybody has a duty, every Chicago police officer, to get the word out. They feel or talk to these young individuals. Let's get them inspired about taking the test.
All right, so our whole conversation has been about this test, and I got to ask you out of curiosity, what is in that exam, right?
Oh, man. Well, you know, I took it 15 years ago, so I'm sure it's a lot different. They don't really tell us. It's like, but the test is probably, from what I remember back in my time, in 2001, it's more about understanding how to problem solve, a lot about who you are as a person. They're trying to figure out probably who you are as an individual, make sure that you can make good decisions.
Sound decisions.
Sound decisions, very good, yeah. So I think it's not a hard test, but it's not going to be easy. So there is some studying involved. You know, you just can't go in there and wake up one day. But there are those that probably might be able to do that. But you taking the test, if you think it's going to be hard, it doesn't matter. Take the test. Yeah. Take the test.
Okay. We just heard the mayor just recently this week talk about the importance of having that relationship between the community and officers and the cooperation. You know, we've all seen this whole Laquan McDonald shooting issue. Do you see the Latino community working more in conjunction with police officers now more than ever, or is there still a long way to go here?
Well, I think from my perspective, working in Little Village, North Lawndale, the community is our partner. When we work together, If I have a partner, that's my third partner. I work by myself most of the time. The community is my partner out there. I need them. We need them to solve crimes, to make sure that we have a great standard of living out there. So has it changed? It does. I see a lot more interaction between the community and us, but like anything with these situations, there's ebbs and flows. Some days I feel like I have a partner, and there are moments when I don't feel like it, but I don't let those, and we don't let those things keep us from doing our job.
Okay. We have been assigned an interim superintendent who is John Escalante, a Latino. How are the Latino officers within the department reacting to that? How much do we know about it?
Well, it just happened, so I haven't been able to reach out to some of my small caucus of friends and my Latino Hispanic coworkers. But I know when you see a fellow Hispanic in there, you're like, wow, you know. And you know what? It says a lot about where we've come. You know, from having an African American president to now having a situation in which we have a Latino that's right there, although we have had one. So we're excited. Everybody's excited, but at the same time, it's not our job to change anything we do.
Right.
You know, we're constant. No matter who's running the department, we're going to do the job, the people's work.
Yeah, and I know just from social media, he's been perceived very well out in the community
very nice
just
guy.
recently. So
he's very nice.
John Escalante, the interim superintendent for Chicago Police Department. Thank you so much, Eddie Ayon, for coming in today and talking about this recruitment process. So just check out the website for the police department to get more information.
www.chicagopolice.org. And then there's a number if you have any problems, and that number is 312-744-4976.
Like a good officer wrote it on your
I
hand
had to.
right
It's
there.
gotta be here.
All right. Thank you so much, Eddie, for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.